Okay, so today we are looking still at using our trig ratios, which is the SOHCAHTOA, and most of these questions is going to be when the denominator is unknown. So what we mean by that, say we had sine theta, we know equals O over H. The H, this one will be the one that's unknown, the denominator. So let's go have a look at our examples that we've got here. So it's find the value of the unknown length x. Right, so our first step, we should always label our triangle up. So remember the one opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. And then if we're looking at the angle here, the one opposite the angle they've given is known as the opposite. So if we look at our SOHCAHTOA, which rule has O and H in it, and it's sine, so that's the one we'll write out. So we'll write the formula out, sine angle equals opposite over hypotenuse, and then we're going to substitute in what we know. So the angle is actually 55, and we're going to write equals 4 over x. And then remember, we can put into our calculator that now. So we're just going to use the function solve and comma x. So remember, we get solve by going menu 3(1). And we remember also that our calculator is on degrees. Okay, and we find if we do that on our calculator that x equals 4.88. I'm just going to do 2 decimal places. Alright, so let's have a look at the second one. So let's first of all label our triangle. So always good to do the hypotenuse first, so which is opposite the right angle. So that one's hypotenuse. And then we have, now because this side is right next to the angle, that's called the adjacent one. So if we think about which rule has O, A and H, that's the cos rule. So we're going to write out the cos rule. So cos theta equals A over H, and then you're going to substitute in. So it's cos 40 degrees equals 3 over x. And once again, we can use solve and comma x, and we'll get our answer of x equals 3.92. Okay, just to show you where you got things on the calculator. So remember the trig functions here, they're found on the button there, trig next to the 7. And over here you can see where we did solve. Mine's on exact, so I get this fraction answer. So I can just always press Control Enter, and that will give me the decimal answer. So if yours is on exact, it might do that. And remember, when I'm telling you to make sure it's on degrees, we'll look up here. It should tell you whether you're on degrees. So just check that with your calculator. If you're not getting the correct answer, it's probably that. All right, let's do. So here is like an application question that we can look at. The roof of a barn has a pitch of 30 degrees as shown. So they're showing us here. We've got the 30 degrees. Now find the length of the roof section AB. So when they say AB, they mean here to here, okay, and to 1 decimal place. That's important as well to think about. Now we've only been doing right angle triangles, so with the SOHCAHTOA, so all our things are SOHCAHTOA, and it can only be used if it's a right angle triangle. So in these questions, we're trying to find the right angle triangle, and if you have a look, you can see we can create one here. So if we use this triangle there, we can probably work it out. So sometimes better to draw the little simplified triangle out. So here's that triangle, sorry. So we've got right angle there, and this is 30 degrees. This is A, and this is B. So this is what I'm trying to find, this side here. Now, if I'm trying to find one side, I must have been given another side. And if you have a look at the diagram, they've said all the way across is 24. So if we're only going halfway up to there, that must be half of 24, which is 12 centimetres. So we can put that in there and work. Now we have enough information to work it out. So let's label our triangle first. So we've got the hypotenuse, the one opposite the 90 degrees, and then we've also got the one next to the angle, so that's adjacent. So writing out the rule, we know that's adjacent and hypotenuse is the cos, so we go cos theta equals A over H, and then cos 30 equals 12 over X, and then once again we can use the solve on our calculator, comma X, and we can get the answer. Okay, so I actually used H when I did on the calculator, but I'll change that to X for you. So X equals, so we found out that X equals, now it said 1 decimal place, so we look at, we want 1, but we look at the second one, and because it's 5, the 8 goes up, so it's 13.9, and now we're looking for units, and they gave us it there, so centimetres. So you might just write a little statement. You might say section AB is equal to 13.9 centimetres. Okay? Alright, you should be able to work now through exercise 9F and follow the questions set on your front of your booklet. Cheers.